Hey, before you watch this thing, hit subscribe, would you?
Let's just do a speed round very quickly.
Okay.
Fargo. Any thoughts?
I saw it recently in a theater with people. It's a brilliant movie. Everybody is so good in it.
It had been 30 years you hadn't seen it? Were you scared to watch it?
A little trepidatious. There were scenes that I remembered that I thought, oof, I wish I had done that differently. During the strike, there was a thing where they would say, we'll pay you to do a little tour.
Yeah.
We'll screen the film, you do a Q&A. Seemed like a good idea when no one was working.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out 10 times the money wouldn't have been enough. It was rough.
What was rough about it? It's just
Traveling
yeah.
and talking to people. I'm not good at that.
Yep.
And but I was knocked out by the film. It's a great film. I'm so proud. Changed my life. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hard to get?
I worked hard at it. All those stories about me going back and back and back are true.
And then it's one of those things that is absolutely worth it.
Oh, yes. I have a little cabin in Vermont, and I was there. It was in January when I got the call. It was wicked cold outside, and it's a tiny little cabin. It's about the size of this room. And I didn't have a girlfriend or anything, and I got the phone call. I got Fargo, and I had nothing else to do except put on all the coats I had and go outside and scream. I was just running around the property in the deep snow screaming.
And it wasn't like destined to be, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, other than it was good material, but it wasn't like, well, the Coen brothers, everything they do is a hit. That was kind of their first, like they'd done indie stuff that was popular, but this was like their first big.
I flatter myself that I'm pretty good at reading scripts. And if I'm going to be honest, I knew it was going to be huge. Absolutely had no doubts. It was Joel and Ethan. They had enough money to make it. It was the role of the century. I absolutely understood it, every nuance. I was ready to act it after the first reading.
Awesome. Boogie Nights.
He's such fun to work with. I got the script. I was working elsewhere. I got the script, which was much racier than the final film. And I thought I was being punked because it was a porn script. There was racy stuff in there. And I called my agent and said, is this a joke? And they said, no, they're making it. It's got to be R-rated. That's in the contract. I hope Paul doesn't take offense at this, but I wanted it so much when I realized it's a great role. All the roles were great, a great story. And so I met with him at the Formosa Cafe, and I had prepared my pitch of why it should be me, the through line of the character, what I think you're trying to get at, and all this stuff. And Paul started talking, and I couldn't get a word in edgewise. He was telling me he was going to shoot it, and at a point I realized, oh my God, I've got the role. He's auditioning. He wasn't sure I was going to take it. It's the first time in my career it had ever happened. And I remember, this is a visual, but I remember going, okay, tell me more. I sat back and I thought, I love this position.
Yeah, it's better.
The set was so much fun. Bert was a jerk, but there you go. And but that cast, those people, they're the best of the best. I long
and it's
to
kind of
act
Mammoty.
Very Mammoty.
Yeah.
But completely original also.
You, Ricky.
Oh, Ricky J, rest in peace. And Phil Hoffman.
Yep.
He was the best of us, boy. That guy. What a tragedy.
Okay. You're a great actor. Everyone says Phil's the best, or, he's on the list. Why? As a fan of, like, what is it as an actor that you go, fuck, that guy's good?
He has just abundant loads of talent, just raw talent. As a mimic, as anything you want. I mean, he's
physically he can do it. Yeah. Okay.
The aforementioned, he don't give a shit.
Yep.
He's going to do what he's going to do. You can think whatever you want, but he's so self-assured. Even when he did Capote, it was without looking down.
Yeah. And it's not right, because a lot of times when I think about quality, I think about like, can they do rewrites quickly?
Wow.
Do you think he could do that, or is it just he can take the text and crush it?
He can take the text and crush it. I did Magnolia and Boogie Nights with him, and I have no memory of him saying, could it be this? Could you change this line or whatever? Nope. He took what he had and he just made it great. Also, his emotional life just showed. If he felt it, you could see it on his face. He's just one of those lucky actors that is a raw nerve.
Seabiscuit, and let's do Seabiscuit and Pleasantville. Same writer, correct?
Gary Ross, fabulous director. Man, in Pleasantville, when that sign came out, no coloreds allowed, I thought that was the most sublime bit of writing I'd ever seen. For our listeners, Pleasantville is about these two kids, Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon, get sucked into the TV in this 1950s show called Pleasantville, where it's black and white. And there's a glitch in the universe, and they know who they are in this imaginary world. And as they eat from the tree of knowledge, or actually they bring the knowledge with them, they start to turn colors. There's a great scene where Joan Allen is married to me, and someone mentions an orgasm, and she is flummoxed by it. And Reese Witherspoon says, "Mom, don't you know about the bathtub?" And it cuts to Joan in the bathtub, and she goes, "Oh my, oh my." And Gary cut to a tree outside, which bursts into flames.
Yeah.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
And the kids, when they discover sex and longing and all of this stuff, they turn colors. They become color. And the whole town's up in arms. Half the town wants it black and white, and the other half says, no, let's turn color. And so a sign appears in the drugstore, no coloreds allowed.
That was a bit, you got to be Lutheran in that movie.
Yeah.
Lutheran and Pollyanna.
Yes.
Both of them, right? I mean, Seabiscuit's.
No, he's a snake, the guy in TikTok,
right,
TikTok McLaughlin. Oh, Gary came and said, "I got the best role for you." And it was. When I speak, and it's something that's bugged me my whole career, I have a tendency to speak slowly and with measured tones, and I put improbable, I'm doing it now, pauses that I don't understand. And that character was just rat-tat-tat.
Yeah, talk about a jump in class. This is the skunk at the garden party. Yes, he's the surprise in the punch bowl. As a matter of fact, I'll lay even money that this nag Seabiscuit couldn't even finish 6 furlongs.
Was that fun to do?
It was great fun to do. It was hard for me.
And you had sound effects?
I worked at it a lot because it was a hat trick to talk that fast and do all of that stuff. I had to really get it down.
And Shameless. That's where you figured you put it together.
We are dinosaurs, my friend, and a big fat comet is headed for our sweet slice of Earth.
Yeah, it was such a mitzvah for me because I loved those people. I was really proud to be in it because of the stories we told. I loved the shameless attitude towards sex, which is, it's just something we all do. Calm down. It was so great. And, Shameless sort of got in under the wire before we became so politically correct. And I don't like it. I was really proud to be in Ricky Stenicki because we're going back to those raunch-coms, as they call it. I think we've got to do that, especially in this day and age. We should be able to laugh about everything.
Yeah.
Tell jokes about everything. Doesn't mean you have to, but we have to be allowed to.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it has to be an option.
Yeah.
Just hit it. Don't you want me to feel good? Subscribe.